Hi everybody, this is Page's MMA dad, Rich Finaldi. I want to say good morning and God bless you. Last night I was watching Joel Osteen on TV with my wife, and he taught one of the greatest messages that I've ever heard, and probably the best message that I ever heard him teach on grace. And he named it "Grace is Looking for You." And the basic message and the focal point of his whole teaching was that no matter what, God's grace is always looking for you in any circumstance and any failure that we seem to have in our life, in any trial, anything. Grace is always looking for you. God's grace and His love is always chasing after us, pursuing us, seeking us to better our life, to love us, to carry out the plan of salvation in our Lord Jesus Christ. He came up with an example that he read, and I'll give you the short version of the story. One time there was a pastor that was in a hospital, I think, and pretty much, praying with people that were dying, giving last rites or whatever. And he came across this one person like 3 a.m. in the morning. Hospital said they didn't really know, you know, any family to this person that was dying, no friends, no nothing. So, make a long story very short, he tried to talk to this individual. You know, if anything you want to talk about, must have been gravely ill. Before you pass on, what is on your mind, and if anything you like to get off your chest. He was quiet, nothing, just grumbled. Man said something like, "Oh, I know why you come by here, not because you care about me, you just know I'm dying." Obviously this man felt nobody loved him in the world, and hours went by, and a few hours later, a man had a story. And once again, I'll give you the short version. He was a train conductor or something like that, and he he had to press a switch on the board to make a train go on a certain track. Well, him and his buddies were drunk that night. He pressed the wrong switch. Evidently made one train collide into the other because he didn't switch the tracks the right way on the computer board or whatever. And a few people died as a result in the passenger car that the locomotive, the other train smashed into. It was horrible. He goes, "I never got this off my chest in my life. And I want to share this." He goes, "I never told anybody, and it's been killing me with the guilt. No one knows the true story." Must have made the news. He said it was like some 31 odd years ago. And basically, you know, after a few, he told the pastor this after a long pause. Pastor goes, "You know what? Those were my parents and my sisters on that train." Unbelievable. Coincidental? No. God's grace and His plan, yes. And the pastor was like, "I just want you to know I forgive you." God brought this man all the way, all along his life, to his actual deathbed to release and receive the healing and the grace and the forgiveness of God and our Lord Jesus Christ, to meet the person that was directly affected by this tragedy and this harboring guilt and this cloud and that he held over himself, that he was afraid to deal with. That it probably the guilt probably impacted this man his whole life, that he didn't live it. But yet God's grace came looking for him, and I'll tell you, look it up on the internet. Joel Osteen, you Google it. God's grace is looking for you. There's a 5-minute clip, I'm sure, off his website, joelosteen.com. It's got to be the whole message. But anyway, I want to say, everybody, have a great day, and God bless you. Take care. Until next time.